By spending 600 crystals on the premium battle pass for Scarlet Violet base set, you'll receive this Gardevoir EX deck for free. Unfortunately, it isn't perfect and features unnecessary trainers like Arazu and Arven, as well as unnecessary Pokemon like Drifloon and Drifblim, so some changes will need to be made. Leveling up the Battle Pass to Tier 11 gets you 1 more Gardevoir EX, 3 Shadow Rider V, 3 Shadow Rider VMAX, 1 Radiant Serena, 1 Forest Sealstone, and 2 Jacq. Frankly, the Shadow Rider version isn't the best way to play Gardevoir, but if you want to spend 0 credits, this is what you'll want Gardevoir to look like. Because of all the staple cards you receive for free in the default decks, this version can run Radiant Greninja, as well as a lot of the Pokemon search and supporters you need. The strategy is simple, though Gardevoir and Shadow Rider kind of act as opposites to each other. Gardevoir wants there to be a lot of energy in the discard pile, while Shadow Rider wants a lot of energy in your hand. Used properly though, you can be attaching energy and drawing cards turn after turn with Shadow Rider, then filling in the gaps with Gardevoir to hopefully deal big damage each turn. But this version's missing a couple of key cards, so you'll want to spend some credits to improve it. The first and most obvious is a Force Kirlia, which costs 100 credits. Then you also want to get at least 1 copy of Shining Arcana Gardevoir from Chilling Reign for 425 credits. It has a great ability that can draw cards, attach energy, or both, as well as a great attack that can be powered up by Gardevoir EX. You also want to get 1 copy of Zacian V from Celebrations for 750 credits. If you manage to put 10 energy on this thing, it can deal 360 damage, enough to KO anything in Standard right now. And finally, 1 copy of Sky Seal Stone for 425 credits allows Zacian V to take an extra prize card when knocking out a VMAX or a V-Star. In total, building this version will cost 1700 credits. But like I said, Shadow Rider isn't the best partner for Gardevoir EX. Gardevoir is good enough without any helpers. So for the next version of the deck, you'll remove the Shadow Riders altogether. There's several different ways you can play the Guardy heavy list, changing the counts of certain cards, but the strategy remains the same. Get as many Ralts down turn 1 as possible, then try to whip up a Zacian V turn 2 and start taking knockouts. Assuming Zacian V gets knocked out, you switch to Gardevoir from Chilling Reign for attacks, or you get that Zacian V back into play. As long as you have a decent turn 1, you'll do well. Otherwise, you'll be playing from behind. We all know how I am with math, but this particular list should only cost 3,500 credits to build on live. You can find all of the deck lists in the description, so import them into live to find out what you're missing. And for the last iteration of Gardevoir EX, we have the version with Mewtwo V-Union. While Mewtwo V-Union takes a bit of work to get into play, unlike Exodia, all the pieces have to be in your discard pile, not your hand, once it's up and running, you can completely wreck people. By using Kirlia to discard the individual pieces of Mewtwo, you can get it into play fairly early. Then you use 1 of your Gardevoir to power it up. Super Regeneration for 3 energy heals 200 damage. If your opponent can't deal more than 200 damage per turn, then you can stall them out until they hopefully run out of cards. Psy-Splosion, also for 3 energy, spreads 16 damage counters. And Final Burn for 4 energy does 300 damage. To make it even better, the ability on Mewtwo V-Union prevents all effects of attacks. Ultimately, it's a beast, though it does give up 3 prizes. Each piece of Mewtwo V-Union costs 750 credits, so it is a 3,000 credit investment, but it's well worth it. I didn't use a calculator, but I think adding all of these new cards will cost 5,800 credits. When Paldea Evolved comes to live on June 8th, there's several cards to consider. I think Super Rod is going to be a worthwhile replacement for Miriam. While Miriam can put 5 Pokemon back into your deck and can be recycled with Pal Pad, it is your supporter for turn. The other benefit Super Rod has is that it can put energy back into your deck in addition to Pokemon, giving you extra chances to freely attach energy with Gardevoir from Chilling Reign. We also have Squawkabilly EX, which is awesome in several ways. For starters, you really only need to own 1 copy. So if you spend the 600 credits to get it, every deck you have is set. Second, it increases your chances for a successful turn 1. Gardevoir can definitely have issues early on in the game with consistency. Use Squawkabilly and all those problems should disappear. And you can always use Thornton to swap out Squawkabilly with a Zacian V in your discard pile so you don't have a 2-prize liability on your side of the field. Or you can bump it with Collapse Stadium, your choice. Additionally, there's Spiritomb and Mimikyu. Spiritomb probably won't make it into Gardevoir as it shuts off all basic Pokemon V abilities, including Zacian, but keep it in mind regardless. I do think Gardevoir will play 1 copy of Mimikyu though. Mimikyu's ability makes it immune to damage from all EX and V Pokemon. Yes, there's a lot of shred attacks in the game today, but it can win you games by simply existing. And worst case scenario, you use its attack on a Comfey to take a KO, or you put 7 damage counters on something to help fix the math. I guess I'll also mention Dedenne EX. Its first attack is Altaria's. You move all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to your opponent's active. It can be really powerful when you load up a Zacian V, then completely heal it off. But Dedenne EX is a weak 2 prizer. Still, played properly, it might bail you out in key situations. Just keep in mind that if you're watching this video when Paldea Evolved is out, Gardevoir EX is no longer available on the Premium Battle Pass, so you'll have to craft the whole thing from scratch. As a reminder, you should always buy the Premium Battle Pass for every set, as it includes a free deck at Tier 0, plus more cards, several hundred crystals, and some packs. It's just a great investment. If you have any other ideas on how to improve Gardevoir EX, let everyone know in the comments.